stakeholder institutions, the media fraternity, my colleagues from Kenya National Examination Council, all our esteemed guests, good afternoon. I take this opportunity to help Kenya National Examination Council on behalf of Kenya National Examination Council to welcome you to this very important occasion in the Kenya National Examination Council calendar of activities, which is the release of the year 2019 Kcpe examination results. In the year 2019, a total of 1,856 candidates sat for Kcpe examination in 27,000 centers, 807 examination centers countrywide. In light to the current curriculum, the 2019 Kcpe candidates were examined in 7 subjects, tested in 9 papers. The examination papers for Kcpe examination were administered in 3 days from Tuesday 29th to Thursday 31st October 2019. During this period, Kenya National Examination Council engaged professional services of an estimated number of 181,016 contracted professionals, which included 27,809 center managers, 28,014 supervisors, 66,807 invigilators, 58,060 security officers, 2,800 examination management directors. We had 479 clerks, 6,907 drivers. For field administration examination was in progress, NEC partnered with various agencies to ensure the examination rules and regulations are adhered to. Thereafter, all objective papers for Kcpe examinations were machine scored, were the English composition and the INSHA. Answer scripts were marked by a total of 5,795 examiners. On behalf of Kenya National Examination Council family, allow me to point out for us to convey our condolences to the families of 3 of our examiners, Mrs. Merejai Ritunya, Mrs. Gladys Muyoka Mate, and Mr. Robert Kiva Muindi, who lost their lives during this season. We pray that the Almighty God will continue to comfort the families during this difficult time. If you allow me, I will request all of us to stand up for a minute silence in honor of the departed souls. NEC in a process of administering 2019 Kcpe examinations, including members of the public and the media fraternity in general. I also wish to assure all Kenyans on behalf of Kenya National Examination Council team that we remain committed to serving every child and citizen with due diligence and ensuring that no child is left behind as we achieve sustainable goal number 4. May God bless all of you. May God bless Kenya. Thank you very much. Let me now take this opportunity to invite the Chair of the Council, Dr. John Osat, to make his remarks.
The Cabinet Secretary, Minister of Education, Professor George Magoha, the Principal Secretary, Ministry, State Department of Basic Education and Early Learning, Dr. Bellew Kipsang, the CEO, Teacher Service Commission, Dr. Nancy Macharia, the CEO, Kenya National Examinations Council, Dr. Mercy Karogo, Kenya National Examination Council members present, Director General, State Department of Education, Mr. Elias Abdi, CEOs of various institutions, as well as senior officers from the Ministry of Education, representatives of the teachers' unions, and associations present, members of the media fraternity, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. I hereby take this opportunity to welcome you all once again for the release of the results of the 2019 Kcpe examinations. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to highlight some of the areas where, as a council, we made gains in the examination cycle that is coming to a close, but I cannot do without first appreciating the contribution of the Cabinet Secretary, Minister of Education, Professor George Magoha, who is also my predecessor. Having been a chair of NEC Council from 2016 and having steered NEC back to the right direction, and now the CS Ministry of Education, as well as a council, we have gained much. NEC Council, under my leadership, is indeed committed to maintaining the standards set to ensure effective management and administration of the national examinations. Gains made during examination administration in 2019. The following are just but a few of the highlights of the gains made in 2019. Registration of candidates. In 2019, NEC undertook registration in 1.5 months, which was an improvement from the previous years. This was as a result of enhanced infrastructure and logistical systems. In 2019, NEC also introduced a new system of confirming candidates' registration details through SMS. This enabled parents and guardians to verify their candidates' registration details, which in turn enhanced efficiency in processing of examination results. Enhanced surveillance. In 2019, NEC maintained and ensured continual improvement in handling of examination materials, both during the internal processes as well as during the field administration. This was done through enhanced monitoring of examinations and collaboration with government security agencies. The Ministry of Education has especially continued working closely with the Ministry of Interior and the Coordination of National Government to ensure that the facilitation for security is assured throughout the period of national examinations. This aided in the elimination of examination cheating cartels and the consequent reduction of cases of cheating in examinations to a bare minimum. Increase in number of examiners. In 2019, NEC trained more examiners to enhance effectiveness and in the process and reduce the time taken to mark English composition and Kiswahili insha. Continued collaboration with the stakeholders. NEC continues to recognize the critical role played by all education-related stakeholders and has worked with them in close consultations throughout the year. As a council, we continue to appeal to all stakeholders, including students, parents, teachers, unions, associations, media, and general public, to marshal support, in stemming out attempted examination malpractices. In conclusion, on behalf of the NEC Council, I hereby wish to assure Kenyans that NEC shall endeavor to offer credible examinations so as to offer certification which is recognized, valid, and reliable. With those remarks, I now wish to invite the PS, Dr. Belio Kipsang, the Principal Secretary, State Department of Education, Ministry of Education, to make his remarks, and in turn invite the CEO, or the CEO first. Okay, Madam. So, may I take this opportunity to invite the CEO, Kenya National Examination Council, to continue with the program. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Let me take this opportunity to invite the CEO of TSC, Dr. Nancy Macharia, to make her remarks.
Our CS, Professor Magoha, the PS, Dr. Belio, the Chair NEC, CEO NEC, my colleagues, invited guests. I wish to start by congratulating all our teachers and saying kudos for all the good work they have done. Without teachers in the administration of exams and in the marking of exams, we would have a very rough time. So as an employer, Bwana Waziri, we are very, very proud of our teachers. I also wish to say that many times the teachers play the parental role even more than the biological parents themselves. For this, the TSC as an employer cannot thank them enough once again. Please keep it up and keep the good work going. I also wish to thank the candidates for being obedient and accepting the guidance of the teachers and parents. The candidates deserve the best in their exams, and that's why we are celebrating them today. During the 2019 Kcpe examination, thousands of teachers were engaged as center managers, supervisors, invigilators, and examiners, as the CEO NEC has already said. These assignments required of them to rise up as early as 5 a.m. daily. As a matter of fact, we wouldn't be here were it not for the teachers' work. They have gone the extra mile, and the TSC therefore wishes to celebrate these teachers for their sacrifice. They deserve more because the 2019 Kcpe examination has recorded the least number of malpractices ever. I note with satisfaction that 99.9% of the teachers did their work perfectly. The TSC will soon recognize the teachers who took extraordinary steps to stop cheating in the examinations as soon as we receive the report from NEC. However, we will also investigate the conduct of 56 teachers who caused some mistakes during the administration of the Kcpe results. The administration. I also wish to talk about the strain that teachers go through because of the added workload due to the 100% transition. And we recognize that this increased enrollment in our public secondary schools has strained the existing teachers with increased workload. To address this, the TSC has recruited 5,000 secondary school teachers this year and is in the process of hiring 10,000 interns to ease the shortage. We are also replacing those who leave through natural attrition on a continuous basis. The TSC beseeches our teachers to do all they can, even under these circumstances, to ensure high quality learning for our children, even as the government works to get more resources to recruit more teachers. We also recognize that our teachers need to get better terms of service, even as we demand more from them. As a result, we have already initiated the process of negotiating the 2021-2025 CBA. We hope we can conclude the CBA in good time to ensure that our teachers can benefit from improved terms in good time. The TSC is determined to adequately retool teachers to enable them handle the CBC in all primary school grades. Starting December 2nd, 2019, the Commission will retool 100,900 teachers on CBC delivery at a cost of 580 million. By the end of the training, the Commission would have trained 228,000 teachers on CBC. We thank our teachers for embracing this exercise and this change, and for their continued support in all the reforms in the education sector. A big applause for our teachers, please. Thank you very much for listening to me.
Thank you very much. Let me take this opportunity to invite our Principal Secretary, Dr. Berek Kusang, to take over the program and make his remarks.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Madam Mercy, the Cabinet Secretary for Education, the Chair and Kenya National Examination Council, and my colleagues, council members, my sister Nancy, the CEO of Kenya Teacher Service Commission, all CEOs present, my colleagues in government, all senior government officials, both from Teacher Service Commission and from the wider sector, my colleague teachers who are here today, our brothers and sisters from the media. I would want to take this early opportunity to thank all of us for being here. I would want to thank most our colleagues from the media for the good work that they did during the processes that we went through during the examination. I would also want to take this opportunity to thank our colleagues in the multi-agency team, the Ministry of Interior, the Teacher Service Commission, and our security teams, our brothers from the National Youth Service, for the good work that we have been doing together. And we would want to thank you for the services that we have given to our children. I would want to assure all of us and acknowledge the role that the government is doing in investing in this particular sector, and assure the Kenya National Examination Council that as a sector we shall continue to ensure that we invest in the processes that we must go through in this particular sector. As I conclude, I would want to take this opportunity to congratulate our young children for the good work that they have done and thank them for the best that they have given us. I would want to urge our parents, our guardians, and all of us in general that let's celebrate our children. Let's celebrate the best that they will have given us, because that is what they have been able to invest in themselves. That is what we have been able to do as teachers in ensuring that they are mentored as young people. I usually say as a teacher that we are lucky as a profession, because God gave us an opportunity to be co-creators of our children, and we have given our best in that particular co-creation. And at this juncture, also be proud to be a member of this teaching profession, because as a member of that profession, we've been able to place our country in the world map. The best teacher this year came from this country, the best teacher in the world. The best teacher in Africa came from our country. So what else can we say as professional teachers other than to say thank you to our teachers for the good work that they are doing. This year, we've seen the good work that our teachers did, and there was very little anxiety among our learners. And from that, you saw that they were able to do this examination in a very relaxed way, and in a way that was able to reduce the interference from ourselves, mainly us as adults. And I say thank you to our children. I would not want to increase and prolong the anxiety of the Kenyan people as they wait for the results of their children. So it's now my humble duty to invite our Cabinet Secretary to take up the next level of engagement in this particular exercise. Karibu Waziri.
God is good, and all the time. Take a moment to thank Him for giving us yet another day in our lives. My good friend Dr. Kcpe, who is the Principal Secretary in charge of the relevant ministry, Chairperson of NEC, Dr. Nsati, my good friend Dr. Munyiri, who is in charge of Teacher Service Commission, Dr. Karogo, CEO of NEC, all the other relevant stakeholders, the unions, my comrades at arms, Kcpe, and all the others. Good afternoon. I sincerely welcome you all to this important occasion when we are releasing the 2019 Kenya Certificate of Primary Education Examination results. Indeed, I feel very proud that we have managed to have these results just 17 days after the completion of the examination. I wish to sincerely thank everyone, and I mean everyone, from the examination officials, the monitors, and the backroom people, more specifically the multi-agency group with whom we have worked very closely for the 4th year running. This year marked the 4th year, and we started administering the national examination under a stricter regime anchored on a multi-agency system. But I want to debunk the myth. I have no government. I do this on behalf of the Commander-in-Chief, whose name is His Excellency Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, who is actually the team leader of all that we are doing in this ministry. We are at this function because he has given us the blessings to give this result to the public. On my own behalf and that of the ministry, I wish to commend once again the Ministry of Interior and Coordination of National Government, the Ministry of ICT, for the outstanding duties that they performed in order to ensure that the examinations are credible. I also wish to thank the special agents who have been at the center of this process, not to mention the gallantry of our teachers that has already been alluded to by Dr. Nancy Macharia. And I think yesterday most people must have slept after 4 o'clock in the morning. That includes the chairman, Dr. John Onsati, and Dr. Mercy Karogo. Because unfortunately, I happen to be a slave driver. I cannot forget the most important constant, which is the class of 2019, our dear beloved children, that we have a duty to ensure are given what is due to them without unnecessary interference from adults like myself. Let me also not forget to mention the spirited involvement of the cabinet, my colleagues in the cabinet, all of them at different times took time from their busy schedule to ensure that they wished our children all the best, including the presidency, which in this instance was represented by His Excellency Dr. William Samoei Ruto. All other colleagues and stakeholders in government, the Chief Administrative Secretary, the Principal Secretaries, everybody, including the gallant chief, who eventually, in the exam that is still ongoing, was able to help us to uncover many things that I will tell you next time I'm addressing you. The greatest fruit of monitoring is that we allow our children to use their brain. Our children are very intelligent. They are not guilty. The guilty ones, as charged, are the adults. and you will remember, this is the 4th year since we started this, and I am very confident that come next year we shall have 4 different classes, and that this idea of getting maths that does not belong to you will not be necessary. You will also notice that as we have moved on, the candidates have been very much in control of themselves, as has been alluded to earlier. I think the credit once again goes to our primary school teachers. One problem with this country is that we never recognize what is our own. But our teachers, as you have been told, are among the very best in the world. I say so because I've interacted with them on the ground. Overall, ladies and gentlemen, in terms of malpractices, I am very proud that I don't have much to write home about in terms of malpractice. There were 1 or 2 cases of impersonation, but otherwise our children were left alone to do exams on their own, and the results that you are going to get this afternoon belong to the individuals that own them. My charge to them is to be proud of their results, because that is their result, and they must be standing for something. I must want to add that none of the examination papers leaked. That is now history. We also did not see fake examination papers where parents usually buy fake papers before exams. We did not see not even one. In terms of our daughters, I want to say that I'm glad that our parents and teachers together have succeeded in reducing the pregnancies that we saw during the examination. And I would like to urge them to continue to have time for their children. When you spend time with your child, that is very important, because it is part of your life. Money is not part of your life. And as we move forward, ladies and gentlemen, I hope that this calamity of having very young angels being impregnated by hyenas, old hyenas, will stop. Especially if you are able to get the children to take your word as a parent. I wish to commend all stakeholders who in one way or another offered their support to us, from alleviating cases of teenage pregnancy, as I have said. And apart from those very few teachers, may I encourage the bigger body of teachers, which is 99.99%, that please give the children your time also outside of the classroom. Because being in school is not just being taught a lesson. The bigger lesson is that lesson of life, which I think we are doing very well. In terms of 100% transition, we have assured our children that all of them, and I repeat, all of them, will have a place in the secondary school. The government, under the leadership of His Excellency Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, has given us very firm instructions to ensure a fair, transparent, and very quick placing of these children, to the extent that by the grace of God, tomorrow we shall be on the ground, and by the 2nd of December, every child in this country should be able to know which school the child is going to. I wish to assure the nation that everything is being done to ensure that infrastructure is expanded in order to cater for the 100% transition. In this regard, the government of the Republic of Kenya, together with other external stakeholders, have put aside Kenya shillings 8 billion to improve infrastructure in high school and primary school in some 110 sub-counties, 30 counties. I want to give you my word that I will spend my time to ensure that the public get value for that money. Ladies and gentlemen, the government of the Republic of Kenya, again in collaboration with some external stakeholders, will provide 9,000 scholarships. Originally, we had intended to give these scholarships just to the 30 disadvantaged sub-counties. But in his wisdom this afternoon, the President has directed that part of those 9,000 scholarships must go to the slums of the inner cities. We shall therefore ensure that we get a formula whereby maybe up to 1/4 or 1/3 of them go to the slums in Mombasa, in Munyiri, in Kisumu, in Nairobi, and what have you. Because the original notion was that perhaps Nairobi did not require to be assisted. And we have been advised that that is not the case. So we shall engage the stakeholder and tell them very firmly that until that is done, and I go back to the President to explain to him, we may not be able to move in that direction. And then there will be another 9,000 next year. And this will ensure that the weakest of the weak are supported to go to school without prejudice. With regard to the competency-based program, the competency-based curriculum program, I am glad to state that we have already printed 14 million books. Those books are being distributed as I speak, and I want to give my word of honor to the nation that by the 17th of December, all the books for grade 4 will be in the various schools. I assured the President this morning that come the 6th of January of next year, we shall have CBC rolled out in grade 4. I have no doubt in my mind that together with all the stakeholders in this country, we must deliver the competency-based curriculum as one government, as one people, headed by His Excellency the President. Ladies and gentlemen, from one selection dates I've already said, I hope Dr. Bello Kipsang is aware that tomorrow I might go and check whether they are already in station. And we will use the same formula we have used here in marking, so that on the 2nd of December, parents can have enough time to buy uniform for their children before they start thinking of Christmas. I think it's a good idea. Rather than finishing all the money in Christmas, during Christmas, and then worrying about the child. After outlining these critical issues, ladies and gentlemen, with your permission, may I now return to announce the results of Kcpe 2019. The field administration of the examination, candidates at the 2019 examination between 29th of October, first date, to 31st. A total of 191,000 contracted professionals got involved in this process. The candidature that took the exam, 1,083,456. Of these, 543,000, 50.17% were boys, and the balance, 49.82%, were girls. During the 2019 Kcpe examination, 18 counties registered more female candidates compared to male candidates. This included Kakamega, Meru, Bungoma, Vihiga, Busia, Kiambu, Siaya, Kitui, Kisumu, Elgeyo Marakwet, Tharaka Nithi, Kirinyaga, Nyandarua, Trans Nzoia, Mombasa, and Bomet. Ladies and gentlemen, 3 counties with the highest candidature in this year's exams were Nairobi, Kakamega, and Nakuru respectively. The counties with the lowest candidature, Lamu, Isiolo, and Samburu respectively. Underage and overage. The number of underage candidates increased from 15,747, which is 1.48% in 2018, to 20,086, which is 1.84% this year. The counties that had the highest number of candidates with the underage are Bungoma, Bomet, and Kericho. 3 top counties with the highest cases of overage candidates above 19, Turkana, Garissa, and Kilifi. Performance of the candidates. In the 2019 examination, candidates improved in 4 of the 6 examination papers offered compared to 2018. These were English, Kiswahili, Kenya Sign Language, Social Studies, and Religious Education. There was, however, a slight drop in mathematics and science. Overall, I am impressed that the performance of the candidates was better than last year, an indicator that our teachers are doing a wonderful job in attending to our young learners. Like last year, ladies and gentlemen, female teachers performed slightly better than their male counterparts in English and Kiswahili and Kenya Sign Language. On the other hand, the male candidates performed better than females in mathematics, science, and social studies. This year, the top candidate scored 440 marks. The number of candidates scoring 400 marks and above dropped to 9,770, 0.90%, from 11,559, which was 1.10% last year. But there was a rise in the number of candidates scoring between 300 marks and 400 marks, growing from 243,320, which is 22.46%, compared to last year, which was 21.27%. The top candidate in this country's Kenya Certificate of Primary Education is Master Andy Michael Munyiri of Damacrest Schools, Togoto, with 440 marks. Three candidates tied in the second position, 2 of them girls from public schools. These were Flavia Nonyango of Chakol Girls, 439, June Chepto Koech of Sangalo Central, 439 marks, and Sin Michael Ndungo of Kitengela International School, who also scored 439 marks. That the public school candidates matched their private school counterparts is proof that our free primary education program has come of age, and that our teachers are excelling in spite of high enrollment numbers. It is also evident that girls are competing favorably with the boys for the top academic honors. And perhaps, I'm saying this without permission, but perhaps it's about time we also started thinking of the boy child. In general, the distribution of the grades was as follows: 401 to 500, 9,770, 301 to 400, 243,320, 201 to 300, 586,886, 101 to 200, 262,307. 0 to 100, only 1,173. You can clap for our teachers, because I think it should be a real number. Ladies and gentlemen, with regard to candidates with special needs, this year a total of 2,407 candidates with special needs sat for the exam. The first candidate in this category scored a very remarkable 414 marks out of the highest 500. Some 211 candidates scored between 300 and 400 marks in this category. I wish to emphasize that as the government's tradition, the ministry will continue to implement interventions that will help our special needs children to access and do well in their education. None other than His Excellency the President has his eyes fixed on the future of these children. Like I said, there are no irregularities to write home about. Accessing examination results. Kcpe results will be collected by respective schools from sub-county officers. Candidates should therefore collect their results from their respective examination centers. Individual candidates can also individual results can also be accessed by sending a candidate's index number followed by Kcpe in capital letters through a short message service, SMS, to 20076. This service will be available immediately after this event. Let me repeat that one again. Individual candidates can access their results by sending the candidate's index number followed by Kcpe in capital letters through a short message service, SMS, 20076. I'm now happy to declare the 2017 examination results officially released. As I said earlier, all candidates have passed and will progress to the next level. May I wish all of them the very best in their future. Thank you.